Hello again, everyone. I'm Mark Walmsley. I'm the founder of the Arts and Culture Network. We're a growing global community of over 160,000 now across our 8 arts and culture LinkedIn groups. I don't get to meet everybody, as you can imagine, but when I do, it's a delight. And that is absolutely the case today because Pamela Roberts has joined me. Pamela is one of our full members, and we're going to have some fun today. I'm going to create Pamela's fantasy cultural year. I have a magic wand and a time machine at my disposal. And if we get time, we'll play the this or that game as well. So, Pamela, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for inviting me, Mark.
And thank you also for being one of our full members. We're entirely member funded as a community, so it's very much appreciated. Perhaps you'd be kind enough to tell our fellow members a little bit more about you, where you're based, and the work you're doing and have been doing, and the kind of people you like to work with, and how you help.
Great. Okay. I wear several hats. So hold on, here we go. My background is a television producer and director. So I am a creative producer, a published author of 2 nonfiction books, a business coach. I help creative entrepreneurs to start their businesses, thrive, and scale. I also am the founder and director of Black Oxford, Untold Story, which is an online platform celebrating the University of Oxford's Black scholars from the turn of the 20th century to the present day. And I do that work through creative projects, through writing, delivering lectures. And last year, we launched the first Black Heritage guided bus tour, so it's in partnership with Oxford City Sightseeing. It's never been done before. So that's great fun. So I have, as I said, a multitude of hats that I
Lovely.
like to wear.
That's fantastic. What a lovely spread of varied interest and activity. And when do you sleep with all that going on?
Absolutely.
That's great. So wherever this appears, there'll be a profile about you and links to the various hats that you wear. And we'll then be promoting that on SoundCloud and Spotify and LinkedIn and our website and YouTube. So
Yeah.
that's great. Thank you very much for that. Now, so that we can get under your skin a little bit, we're going to have fun now. I'm going to create your fantasy cultural year. I
Hmm.
think I might do it around. So which of the things, of the many things you do, which is the one that, which is the fastest running horse in your stable? What do you find yourself doing most of, or what do you find most enjoyable of the things that you do?
That's the difficult question because it's the ability to dip in and dip out. So yesterday I was at the archives and researching and updating one of my books, and then planning the research content for delivering the bus tour. And then I'm coaching mentors and creative businesses. And once I get feedback from them, it kind of, I think that's why I do this. That's the driving. So it's not a simplistic binary black or white question.
Okay, well, I'm
I'm
going to.
afraid.
No, that's fine. Don't worry. But I think if you get that warm glow when you see somebody being more successful, and you know that that has been a result of the attention that you've provided, I think that's a lovely place to be started. So that's given me a clue for your fantasy cultural year.
Mhm.
So let's get started, shall we?
Okay.
I need to place you somewhere in the world, and to do
Hmm.
that, I'm going to ask you, what's your favorite building?
What's my favorite building? So I know I had this pre-warning of this first question, and only this first question, viewers. I haven't seen or Mark hasn't prepped me, but this one I have. And I thought about it, and it's the Old Bailey in London, otherwise known as the Central Criminal Court. And the reason why is I produced a documentary and we were fortunate enough to shoot it in the Grand Hall. So if anyone's had the ability to visit the Grand Hall of the Old Bailey, it is absolutely magnificent. That's the one.
Look at
That's
that.
a,
That's a 360-degree picture, but there we go. Look.
yeah.
Wow.
And again, if people jump on my website, www.blackoxford.net,
Yeah.
you will see it's a documentary about the first Black barrister, is the Christian Frederick Code in 1883. So we shot it in the Grand Hall, that lovely marble case of the actor portraying Christian Cole coming up the stairway and this lovely pan. So that's my favorite building. And
I think
also outside, the little alleyways are tucked away, and then you've got the gas lamps, the old-fashioned gas lamps. So if you're visiting London, it's a nice place to come off the beaten track and explore all
that's
these little
great.
kind of nooks and alleyways.
That's perfect. What a lovely place to start. Right. So I'd
Mhm.
like you to imagine, if you would, that you're sitting at a pavement cafe within sight of the Old Bailey. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's 6 p.m. on a June evening, and the sun is streaming down, and there is a drink on the table next to you. What would we find there?
You'll probably find a mojito.
A mojito. Fantastic. I
Yeah.
I like a dirty mojito. Um, it's done with black rum or golden rum. It's
Okay.
nice. And there's a book on the side as well.
Mm-hmm.
It could be your favorite book. It could be a recent discovery, or it might be a book that's been with you all your life. What book might we find next to you?
So the book is one of my favorite books, and it lives by my bed, and I call it my Bible, my business Bible. And it's a book about an African American entrepreneur. Some of your viewers may know of the person, Mr. John H. Johnson, and he was the founder of an African American magazine called Ebony. His wife later founded the first African American cosmetic brand, Fashion Fair. And his book documents his time as a young man in Arkansas back in the 1940s. And this is a time of separate but equal. So very, very hard, impoverished background. And through telling his life stories, there's a number of learning lessons that he relates. So anytime I'm feeling down, I'm kind of like, oh, I always pick up the book and I say, talk to me, Mr. Johnson, talk to me. And I had the pleasure of meeting him.
Oh,
I gate crashed his office in Chicago. I was working at the time for the BBC, and I happened to be in Chicago. I gate crashed his office, and I
oh,
had the fortune of meeting him. So
oh,
yeah.
that's great. Wonderful. I
Mm.
love that. So what was the name of the book?
So the book's called Succeeding Against the Odds.
So, oh, what a great thing to have with you all the time. It's like a permanent encouragement, isn't it?
Hmm.
Great.
Hmm.
Excellent. That's a great book and a great drink. Now, you've just come from a meeting inside the Old Bailey, okay,
Hmm.
in the Grand Hall, and where you met the representatives of a wealthy London family foundation, okay, who have got wind of the work that you're doing, and they're very impressed. They would like to hire you for a year, okay, at great expense to them. So the fee is enormous. It's first class all the way. They would like you to travel the world for a year and create a league table of how various nations support creative entrepreneurship. Okay, because that's what you do. Okay, so you're going to do a kind of creative mentorship league table. Where in the world is it done really well, and what can we learn from that? And where in the world is it not done particularly well, and what can they learn from other countries? Now, there is it's a big fee. Everything at home, both professional and personal, is going to be taken care of. You'll have a personal assistant running, keeping things going. You will have a TV crew following you because they'd like to make a TV series out of this. There is a book deal in it, so you'll have an assistant keeping notes during the trip. you've already been invited to do a TED talk about your trip when you get back, and then there is a global university lecture tour. Okay. Does that sound like fun?
It sounds like fun, and it sounds something like I elements of that I've already done.
Well, that's why they chose you. Excellent. So all you need to do, Pamela, is to decide in what city you'd like to start.
Oh, wow. So I would like to start in Bridgetown, Barbados.
Oh,
So,
you've just wafted me back to the Warehouse nightclub. I think it burnt down, but and Harbour Lights and St. Lawrence Gap and Crane Bay. Yeah,
absolutely. But
1988. I was there in 1988 with my friends. Yeah,
because
Bridgetown, Barbados. Yes,
this
excellent.
year, yeah, January this year, I was fortunate enough. So why I say on elements, I was a guest speaker for Fred Olsen for a month transatlantic trip from Southampton, going around the Caribbean, delivering 8 lectures on Caribbean history and heritage. So
Wow,
that's why I said some of that I've already done. So
that
why I say Barbados, the arts and cultural scene in terms of the progress they're making, the innovation, the arts, how they're working with communities, doing some really good work.
that's great. So that's our first stop. So you're on the plane from the UK. Okay. You turn left on the plane because you're traveling first class British Airways. Um,
Mm.
the steward brings you a mojito and a note, and the note is from the London-based Family Foundation. They have a challenge for you. They would like you to limit your musical listening to one very specific genre of music for 12 months, to the exclusion of all else. If you were invited to do that, what would you choose?
Oh, it's easy. Ella Fitzgerald.
Oh, I love it because that's nice and specific. Ella it is all the way. Now you
Hmm.
arrive in Bridgetown, okay, and a group of young creative entrepreneurs
Hmm.
meet you at the airport, whisk you into Bridgetown, and you've got a beautiful, uh, let's say Harbour Lights on the west coast. Um, do you know it?
If you're going to do Barbados and you
Yeah.
do it in style, you're taking me to the Crane
The
or the
Crane
Royal Westmoreland. That's
Crane.
where you're taking me
Yeah,
to.
Crane Bay it is. When I was there in 1988, the Millwall football team were at Crane Bay Hotel celebrating promotion. It's a wonderful place. So we're there now. You've got a beautiful suite on the rocky outcrop
Mm.
there where the Crane Bay Hotel is. Um, and they say, right, settle in. We're going to come and get you later. We're going to take you to a dance performance and then out to dinner. Okay. Now, this is where the magic wand and the time machine come in because I can put any dance-based performance on the stage in front of you. It doesn't have to be Bayesian culture or Caribbean culture. It can be anything you like. So you can have any dance performance, any dancers, living or not, famous or otherwise, and I'll put it on the stage for you. If I could do that for you, what would you like to watch?
Oh, I'm going to go throwback 80s. Jeffrey Daniels and the impeccable Shalimar.
Wow. Yes. And he could dance. Yeah. Fantastic. Shalimar. Oh, yes. Somebody named a perfume after them, didn't they, as well? After the band. Excellent. Now we're going out to dinner back in Bridgetown.
Mhm.
Got restaurants from all over the world in Bridgetown. So what would be your cuisine of choice for dinner?
I'm adventurous, so I love to try new cuisines. So any and everything. I'm not one of these people that go, no, I don't eat that. I don't like. I love anything, and that's the adventure of life for me.
It
You
is.
need to try it.
You'll be proud of me then, because whenever I'm out at a restaurant, um, I take a picture of the menu and I send it to my second daughter, and she chooses what I eat. And she doesn't tell me. I give the phone to the waiter, and then so it's always a surprise for me. And I've rather like you, I love that. I'm not a picky eater, but I love discovering things that I wouldn't otherwise have chosen myself. It's so easy.
Absolutely.
Just get me a steak. No.
Yeah.
And I don't mind if it's vegetarian as long as it tastes wonderful.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Excellent. Okay. Now we're going to fly off again to another place.
Hmm.
Any other city in the world? Where would you like to go?
Oh my God. Any other city? Oh, let me see now. I do like Venice. That's
Venice it
nice.
is, with St. Mark's Square,
Yeah.
beautiful in Venice. So we arrive in Venice and it's sport day in Italy.
Hmm.
And I don't know if you're a sports fan or not, but we had breakdancing in the Olympics last year. So some sport is considered performance art. If you had to watch a sporting event for 2 hours, what would you choose?
Oh, that's easy. That is so easy. I'll be watching my surrogate child, Miss Sir Lewis Hamilton at the Italian Grand Prix.
Wonderful. And guess what? He won.
Absolutely.
Brilliant. Love that. Okay, let's fly again. Where are we going from Venice? Anywhere else you like?
Um, Austria, when I was young, I used to do Austria a lot. I quite like Austria quite a bit. So Austria, like,
Okay.
yeah.
Vienna. Should we do Vienna?
Let's do Vienna. Yes.
Vienna. Now, there is a new digital art gallery in Vienna, and it
Hmm.
allows you to put on a pair of virtual reality glasses, and you can step inside the work of a famous artist, and it becomes three-dimensional, 360 degrees, and it
Hmm.
might even be animated. So, which famous artist's work would you like to step into?
Oh, Annie Lee. And Annie Lee is an African American artist, and she does this amazing kind of representational, fun art. So I love her work.
I'm going to show everyone because I'm not familiar. Annie Lee, uh,
Yeah,
have I got the right one? Is it Lee or
Lee, yes.
so? Let me see. You can guide us and tell me if I found the right person. Here we go. Is this Annie
Um,
Lee?
yes, if you scroll down and you can see the bottom right, yes. So there's kind of yes.
Wow, they're great, aren't they?
So it's that kind of representation of
Yeah,
yeah.
fantastic. So that's Annie Lee,
Mm-hmm.
Lee, for anyone who wants to go and have a look. That's great. Now I'm going to whisk you back to London. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Remind me where you're based?
So I'm based in the southeast in Buckinghamshire.
Buckinghamshire. We're in London for the week, and you and I are going out every night, and we're going to do something artistic and cultural together. On Monday, we're going to a historic rock or pop concert. On Tuesday, we're going to a theatre play. On Wednesday, we're going to a West End musical. Thursday, we're going to the opera. And Friday, we're going to the cinema. And between us, we can choose what we see. So for
Mm-hmm.
Monday, is there a musical concert that you went to in the past that you would love to go back to and experience again?
It's going to be Earth, Wind, and Fire. This is such a throwback. Oh, Maze, frankly, Beverly and Maze.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
Earth, Wind and Fire. September would be in my top 10. Yeah.
Hmm.
And we saw that we went to see them a few years ago. They were playing Bournemouth International Centre, and I just
Hmm.
loved it. The trouble is they play September so fast. It's not that fast on the
Yeah,
record.
yeah.
Love it.
No, my track is Reasons, Philip Bailey when he hits that high note.
Oh
It's
yeah,
amazing.
fantastic. What a great choice. So
Mhm.
we go back in time and see them at their height.
Yeah, yeah.
What about a theatre play on Tuesday? We're in London, so we could go to the Globe.
Could go to the Globe, but I prefer to go to the Coliseum. And we've seen recently My Fair Lady.
Okay, nice. That's lovely. That kind of covers the musical one as well, doesn't it?
Mhm.
Yeah, excellent. So Thursday is opera. Are you an opera fan?
Yeah, I'm not so much an opera fan, but I would go. I would enjoy it. Yeah.
Let's go to the Royal Opera House for Puccini's Tosca. That's what we'll do. Does that sound?
I'm going to change it.
Go on then.
I'm going to say Bize's Carmen.
Nice. Excellent. We can do that. And then for Friday, we're going to the IMAX. We've got the
Hmm.
best seats in the house, surround sound, surround vision. What movie are we watching?
The recently released F1, produced by Sir Lewis Hamilton, starring Brad Pitt.
You are an F1 fan, aren't you? Do you get to go to the right to them?
I was doing some contract work for the BDC, the British Drivers Club, and I did have luxury corporate hospitality. It was so good.
Was
So
that at
yeah,
Silverstone?
that was Silverstone. Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Fantastic.
yeah,
I've never been. Although
yeah.
the closest I got was I on my honeymoon in May 1990, probably. Um, we were driving around Monte Carlo
Mm,
on the Wednesday before the Grand Prix. So they had set it all up, but the road was
yeah.
still open. So you could drive. I drove the circuit.
It's like,
That was brilliant. Excellent. Now I'm about to send you off on this wonderful year of exploration.
hmm.
But before I do, I'm going to give you a hero lunch. So I'm going to reserve a restaurant for 2 hours in central London, and you can invite any single person, um, living or not, famous or otherwise, historical or current, and they will come. And you can pick their brains for 2 hours. Who would you like to have lunch with?
I think it would still be Mr. Johnson.
I thought it
I
might
know.
be. I thought it
Yeah.
might be. Now, in a slight twist to that question, given how well you know Mr. Johnson, who do you think he would choose?
He may choose Oprah or
Mhm.
his daughter.
Nice. Love that.
Hmm.
So there we go. That's your cultural fantasy year. You going off to travel the rest of the world. And you've got the TV show, you've got the book deal, the TED Talk, the university lecture tour. You become the go-to expert in creative entrepreneurship and mentorship. And there's probably you then go on to do wonderful work with people all over the world, teaching the teachers in different
Hmm.
areas. And I think you probably get an OBE in about 5 years. Did you enjoy that? Was that fun?
I did, yeah, because to relive some of those memories. It's been good.
It's great. Right, we're going to play the this or that game now, just to give people another insight into what makes you tick. Okay.
Hmm.
I'm going to give you two things to choose from, and you have to choose one or the other.
Okay,
Okay. And it's quite fast paced.
okay.
Still or sparkling?
Sparkling,
Mac or PC?
PC,
Tea or coffee?
tea,
Television or radio?
radio,
High heels or trainers?
high heels,
That's my girl. Peas or sprouts?
peas,
Call them or text them?
hall,
Window seat or aisle seat?
window,
Milk or dark chocolate?
milk.
Um, Boiled or fried egg?
Oh, fried. Yeah.
Horror or comedy?
Comedy,
Cat or dog?
dog.
Test the water or dive in at the deep end?
I'm gonna say test the water because I'm not one to swim. So, but I
Okay.
think yeah,
Orange juice, bits or no bits?
no bits.
Beethoven or Mozart?
Mozart,
Shower or bath?
shower.
Cooking or being cooked for?
Oh, I'm gonna say both. I love cooking. I also love being cooked for.
Sand or snow?
Sand,
Me too. Shopping online or in store?
in store,
Reggae or salsa?
salsa,
Indoors or outdoors?
in.
Start immediately or wait until the last minute?
Start immediately.
Science or
Mm.
history?
History.
New York or Los Angeles?
New York.
Early riser or night owl?
Early riser.
Messy desk or tidy desk?
Usually tidy. At the moment, it's very messy, but tidy.
Red or white wine?
Neither.
Okay. Numbers or words?
Words.
Mild or spicy?
Spicy.
Um, Gold or silver?
Silver.
And finally, see the future or change the past?
Oh, that's a good one. See the future.
Yeah, it's got the lottery numbers in it. Pamela, thank you so much for being a good sport and introducing yourself to everybody this way. It's always a pleasure. Thank you so much. And thanks again for being one of our full members. That's very much appreciated. Please don't rush off, but for the time being, has that been fun? And thank you so much for joining me to do this.
It's been great fun. Thank you so much for the opportunity, Mark.